Hey guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to share my first impressions on the Titanfall 2 pre-alpha multiplayer tech test. The alpha came packed with 3 game modes. Bounty Hunt, which was a 5v5 game mode where teams had to kill AI, whether in the form of pilots or titans, in waves. They did that to collect money and deposit it after each wave is over. You're told the objective at the beginning of each wave, either kill grunts or titans. Second one was Amped Hardpoint, which was a 6v6 game mode better known as Domination in other FPS games. The objective was to hold the most areas for the longest time. This game mode included pilots and titans. And lastly, Pilot v Pilot. This one was an 8v8 game mode also known as Team Deathmatch. This one was my favorite. It was straight up PvP, no titans to run away from or anything of that sort. We had almost one gun of each category available immediately, which allowed for some variety. I'm not going to touch on weapon balancing in this video, just because that's what an alpha is for. They take all the data gathered and look at the weapon's popularity, average distance for kill, average time to kill, and all that good stuff. So hopefully by next weekend they would have adjusted some of the available guns. So let's get into the gameplay. The game reminds me a lot of Advanced Warfare. I can't compare it to the first Titanfall just because I've always been a PS kinda gal, so didn't invest much in Xbox. I'm fully aware that Titanfall came out before Advanced Warfare did, but I never played it, so to me, AW came out first. The movement feels very fluid. I jumped right in and skipped the training and had absolutely no trouble getting the hang of it. It included boost jumping as well as wall running, which when combined made for some sweet movement and escape routes. From the available abilities, I tried out the grappling hook, pulse blade, and the movement boosting stim giving ability. The grappling hook was a tad too slow for me to use as an escape mechanism, so only used it when I was sniping to get into high positions easily. Whereas the sonar pulse came in handy at multiple occasions. It helped me know exactly where the enemies are and also accidentally kill some enemies for me, which was a pleasant surprise. And lastly, the movement boosting ability was pretty fun to use. It gave a pretty big speed boost, which I used for different reasons, from popping it as soon as I spawned to get into the action faster, to using it to escape from enemies. The latter is probably what it's intended for, since it also gives a momentarily boost to regeneration and health. I love the fact that enemies are highlighted when they are in your sights. It helps a lot with large maps where they'd normally just camouflage in with the background. I remember having a hard time seeing enemies on certain maps on Advanced Warfare, just because of how far down the lane of sights they were. Trying out the Titans was pretty interesting. I always felt like my Titan would only last a couple seconds, whereas the enemy's Titan lasted much longer, but it's probably just my fault. But strangely enough, the grappling hook came in handy in these game modes, because it allows you to get onto the enemy's Titan faster and take out their core, which reduces their health immediately. And afterwards, you can use that core to give to your teammates when they're in their Titans to boost their health. The game was overall fun. The movement mechanics allowed for some fast-paced gameplay, which was very much needed because of the sizes of the available maps. While playing, I ended up in a handful of games where my team was just getting spawn trapped. It was almost impossible to get out of the spawn because there were titans and pilots blocking every line of sight. The guns that were available were pretty powerful. The R201 assault rifle was definitely my favorite, especially when coupled with the RE45 pistol. I enjoyed using the double-take sniper rifle more than the Kraber, just because of the high rate of fire. It was more forgiving to average snipers, whereas the Kraber's low rate of fire was very punishing. One of the biggest annoyances that happened was that after each game we had to back out and reform our parties to stay together, because the game would just throw us into different lobbies if we didn't do that. So there you have it. That's the impression that I got from Titanfall 2 so far. I hope it helped you in some way. If you'd like to see more videos, check out one of these. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.